What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Talk of the Tundra, your Packers podcast. Your Green Bay Packers podcast is a proud partner of the Eurostep Podcast Network and the Blue Wire family. Uh, let's see. It's a good metaphor for this. On the edge of the cliff, I am your host, Numac. Uh, I was debating going a little more graphic, but it is the first 5 seconds of this podcast, so I'll refrain. Uh, what an awful way to be talking to you guys right now. Packers lose 22-16 to the Bears in what was only their best impression of the 2014 NFC Championship game. Like, pretty much carbon copy. And to talk about all that and more is my lovely co-host Jordan Tresky. Jordan, are you there with me holding hands at the edge of the cliff?
It, I actually have a better metaphor, not to call my own shot.
Okay.
It's not the end of T2, but it's when Sarah Connor has the vision of like seeing her son or some like it's the example of her son play at like the park and they're like on the swing and she's shaking the fence and she's like, no, it's burning her alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not good. For any of you folks who are earnestly worried about swearing or about expletives, which are the same thing, there will be a lot of them this game, including right now as get Rich Bisaccia the fuck off of my football team. I'm sick of it. I'm over how like I don't even have words, which is a horrible thing for a podcaster to have or to be experiencing. But like not finding somebody that isn't Romeo Dobbs to be punt and kick returner all year long is abysmal. Like he should be trying to figure out the best possible answer for someone to do punt and kick returns. Romeo Dobbs like is a good wide receiver. He's not necessarily known for his great hands, even though he's been good this year. I'm surprised they didn't have Matthew Golden out there with along with Jaden Reed. I didn't see who was at the bottom of the screen, but like it's just I can't believe that's who they trotted out there. I just frankly can't believe it.
I mean, it just I don't know. It is very poetic of like have talked about like Romeo Dobbs' hands and um the improvements that he's made. And he had a really good game. He had a really good game. And
Until he
that
didn't.
play is going to be overshadowed by it. Until he did it, it's going to be overshadowed by that play. And you know, who knows what his health is after that because he didn't see the field for the Packers overtime drive.
As he should have.
It was questionable return with a hand injury, as they said, which I mean adds insult to insult. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just find it really funny. I don't mean to be like this, but there is a sense of ease of or not ease, but just like calming, letting things happen as as they occurred of watching this Packers team almost get there and at the sudden drop of a hat or drop of a ball, they folded like a house of cards.
Yeah, they folded like they it was one of
And
their
had
worst
and had
collapses of the
opportunities
year.
to one of the sorry, you say that
I
again?
said worst collapses of the year, but it's probably the worst collapse of like the past 10 years.
Well, this is another game that they lost in the fourth quarter and overtime. Like they were leading. They had
Yeah.
I don't want to say they had it in the bag, but certainly
No, no,
with
they had it
109
in the
left.
bag.
Yeah,
They
with
all they
109
needed to
left.
do was fucking catch an onside kick, not let the other team go down and score a touchdown at the end of the fourth quarter, not get sacked to begin their drive at the end of the fourth quarter, and then not have Matt LaFleur call the timeout when the ball was snapped just fine on 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, whichever goddamn down it was, and then have a clean snap to convert the 4th down. Like, they couldn't have shot themselves in the foot anymore. They don't have feet left. Like, it's insane how this game ended up. Like, it's just the title of the pod says it all. The Packers' weakest links cost them in this loss to the Bears. It was special teams and it was Keyshawn Nixon. Like, those two facets of this football team are things that we've talked about ad nauseum on this podcast, and I'm sick of them both. I'm sick of it.
Wait,
I don't want to hear a fucking word about how Keyshawn has been good all year long. I don't want to fucking hear it. He's been like average at best, and he lets up so many big plays. How on earth do you let him get behind you? How? It doesn't make any sense.
which play?
Exactly. Which play is the fucking point? How do you stand there flat-footed and let a wide receiver run past you in the end zone to the corner? He was 15 fucking yards away from him. And I can't fathom how they've rolled with him at corner for this long. I really can't. He gets cooked game in and game out, and a lot of it is covered up by how good Micah Parsons was all year long at getting the quarterback. Like, the pass rush was getting home the entire year, and that's why they just looked better as a secondary than they are. Like, Keyshawn got exposed hard for a lot of like the second half of the Broncos game last year and a good chunk of this game. He was useless. I don't think I saw one positive Keyshawn play this game. Not one. I didn't see a PBU. I didn't see a tackle in space. I didn't see a damn thing except letting up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and overtime to lose the Packers this goddamn football game. Like, I I know it's hard to find good corners, and cornerback play is down across the league. It's just how it is. I do not understand how they just haven't tried anybody else. Like, they would have been better off just having Keyshawn or Carrington get injured to throw somebody else into the fray to see if they can play. Because, like, at this point, you're rolling with 2 guys who are league average at best. Like, I know Keyshawn got his 3-year contract this offseason. I don't know if he sees that contract next year. I'm not sure Carrington's back next year. And, like, I've been thinking about corners so often just with Micah Parsons going down. It sucks that it came to a head at this critical juncture. Packers now, like, have to, they control their own. I don't think they control their own destiny. I think they might. I think they have to, if they win the next 2 they're in. But it's it's just an abysmal loss. You went from up 13-3 in the fourth quarter to then shitting your pants as a special teams unit and critical error after critical error. Like, I'm not even going to talk about Warren Brinson. That is not, that at face back is not his fault. Like, that happens so many times during a damn game. But I'm sick of, like, fake being nice to Keyshawn Nixon. I'm sick of it. He sucks. He's not a corner. He should have been a kick returner and a punt returner. That's all he should have been in this team. And the way that it shook out for this team, it's evident. We talked about it. They didn't have a backup corner from coming out of training camp. They signed Nate Hobbs, who's a fucking slot, and it doesn't help out over there. He played
You see
fine.
slot?
Yeah, like a slot corner.
Oh,
And, like, Bullard, very, very good. Very, very good.
very good game.
But they don't throw at those guys. And when they do, they get broken up. Javon Bullard probably had like 4 PBUs tonight. And then Ben Johnson said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not throwing him anymore. I'm going to throw at the goddamn liability on the outside. Motherfucker. You can go.
Where do you want me to start?
You can start wherever you want. I need to catch my breath so I don't fucking pass out.
Um, yeah, you know, I guess where the comedy of errors of of these things, of like little things just add up to what the final six, not even six, sorry, 8, 9 minutes of this game, including regulation, where it's the onside kick, it's the face mask from Brinson, it's Willis falling or getting tackled short of the third and one, then the fumbled snap from Ryan to Willis on the 4th and 1 that sets up the Bears going into their drive to win the game. Keyshawn Nixon not knowing the change off of zones with the touchdown to Walker and then getting beat by DJ Moore. Yeah, I don't know, like it's so this it just the fact that we're not even talking about losing your starting quarterback in this game in the second quarter is wild. Like
Because
that
it shouldn't have
feels
fucking
like
mattered. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that we're talking about that was a completely different game. And what the Packers did from that point on was, in my opinion, really good. They did exactly the Malik Willis playbook um, from then on, where they're chewing up clock, they're getting anything that they want on the ground. They still overcome a Josh Jacobs fumble on like the 4 yard line. The biggest problem, and I thought they were possibly overcome it. Fool on me for thinking that would be the case when the season's all about losing in the most painful ways in the fourth quarter or overtime this year. But they just didn't have any hammer plays. Their red zone, I think they're what 0 of 5 this. Yeah, their own only
Yeah,
touchdown, the Willis to Dobbs
it
touchdown,
was a deep one.
came well beyond the red zone. They just didn't have any short field, like got him, like those kind of plays. Granted, the Bears didn't have them either until the final minute of the game, but um, or final regulation play, I guess, essentially. But it's like they can do all the things that they want to do, and the process is sound, but it's always the margins. This is where it's football. Those things matter. We don't. You can never predict them, and it's why this game is as entertaining and sloppy and fun as hell. But it's like everything that the Packers did in this game with love, Willis replacing him, the defense looking great. Like on the whole, it was great. It truly was. And they lose in this most baffling, heartbreaking, embarrassing fashion. It's against their storied rival. The rivalry is back, you know, all that fun stuff. But now we're looking at they're the 7th seed. Their playoff future is in jeopardy. This team is falling apart like flies. Like we're down to second stringers, third stringers in some case. Like they had one tight end, had one healthy tight end by it. Like I don't know the state of this team going in or after this game because of just how banged up and just terrible this depth is proving to be. But yeah, just a lot to unpack.
I'd say. I'd say. There's a lot to talk about. And I'm so baffled. I can't wrap my head around it. Like, I can't even like get mad over the rest of the game. Jordan Love goes out in the first half. Concussion. You hope to have him back next week against the Ravens. Malik Willis plays as good as you can expect him to the rest of the game. Like, I'm not gonna fault him for the fumble under snap. Like that's a freak thing. His wrist was hurt or shoulder was hurt, whatever it was. Like it probably
Yeah,
bothered him.
his shoulder looked fine when he
Uh,
connected to Jaden Reed
sure,
two
but
plays
like doesn't
later.
mean doesn't fucking hurt.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like I can't like Malik Willis not at fault here. Josh Jacobs'
no,
fumble, fucking abysmal. Like I I would rather him just sit down right now. Like if he's that hurt to where every time he gets tackled it looks like he's grimacing, just take a week off, my guy. Like
yeah,
we can handle it. Like it sucks, but we can handle it. And like that's a critical turnover. Like the Packers did like needed to force a turnover this game and they just couldn't. And even
No.
even throughout the entirety of the game. It ended up possibly not mattering. But then the over 5 on red zones, the lack of a turnover and turning the ball over twice, including the onside kick. Like it's just it's all so heartbreaking. Like again, Packers probably almost assuredly no longer winning the NFC North. If the Bears win one game, they win it, which golly is a horrible thing to think about from a fan perspective. Just frankly awful that the Bears and Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams will have won an NFC North title before Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur did. That's insane. Frankly insane. Like,
When you put it like that,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it sucks because this team had glaring fucking problems, and the lack of attention to them is now where it comes to head. Like the injuries be damned, they've had a lot of them. Like they're missing probably like 6 all Pro Bowl players. It's insane. And now those warts really begin to show. The lack of special teams effectiveness begins to show. Keyshawn being cornerback 1 begins to show when there was no pressure on Caleb Williams all night long. Rashawn Gary was the closest he got to him on the fourth quarter touchdown to Jade Walker in the corner, and he still didn't put hands on him before the ball was released. Like Caleb Williams wasn't on the ground tonight behind the line of scrimmage. He just wasn't, and it's just I can't fathom how they didn't address it. I can't. It's inexcusable to me, and my brain's going a mile a minute right now. I'm sorry, but like I'm very happy about Jordan Morgan playing right tackle. When I was speaking his praises in our Discord all night long, like haven't worried about him all night long. Malik Willis and Jordan Love have been just fine. The last play of the fourth quarter when Malik Willis gets sacked and hurts his shoulder, Jordan Morgan got pushed over like a toddler going against an adult on a pass rush. DeAndre Sweat comes up and just pushes him in the chest, and he tumbles back like he'd been shot. Like and he starfished all his limbs outside of his chest. It's like what happened? What happened? I know there wasn't a lot of hope there in the first place because it was 17 seconds or however long it was to go like 40 yards to get into field goal range to then kick into the wind. Like it was a long shot at best, but at least give us a chance. Like we saw the big play to Jaden Reed. Like if that play goes deep, they have a chance. And oh my god, I just can't even. This is such a, again, frustrating and heartbreaking loss. I can't like. I just want to keep yelling about how angry I am that Keyshawn Nixon is on this football team and playing cornerback 1. If he was 2 or 3, I'd be fine. If he was slot corner, I'd be fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But they took no steps to addressing corner all offseason when they knew it was the thing that was their biggest problem all offseason. Jair was hurt all offseason. They traded him. I'm sorry, they cut him after trying to trade him. They go into draft night knowing that they're trying to either trade or cut Jair, and they don't draft a cornerback. I'm sorry, they don't draft the cornerback until the 7th round when they pick the fella out of, I'm pretty sure it was Tulane. I can't even remember his name anymore.
Micah Robinson.
Micah Robinson. Like, didn't have a draft profile from Dane Brugler. Like, talk about cover your eyes and throw a dart. Didn't even make the roster. Didn't even make like the practice squad. That's when you address corner. 7 rounds in, when you lose your former first round pick, your 2 former first round picks in Eric Stokes and Jair Alexander, and you decide you're going to roll out a reclamation project in Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine, another 7th rounder. Like, it's inexcusable to me, and I'm done being a Keyshawn apologist. Like, I'm frankly sick of it.
I got a couple things as you were talking. Wendell Ferrer, the great Wendell Ferrer, who does a lot of good Packers coverage on, find him on any social media site pretty much. Keyshawn Nixon's passer rating allowed when targeted versus the Broncos 158.3 versus the Bears 135.4. Not great. and from Matt Schneidman, who is boots on the ground in Chicago, in the Windy City, as they call it. Um, Keyshawn Nixon was ready to speak to reporters when Nate Hobbs stepped in front of him and shooed us all away and said to go to the other end of the locker room. Hobbs spoke and said instead of after tonight's loss.
Probably a good thing. Keyshawn probably would have said some dumb shit, and also not in the place to talk to media right now. Like that's just the nature of it. But God, like it just sucks. We've had so many painful losses this year. Like the Browns loss, shitty to talk about. They shouldn't have lost to that team. Panthers, potentially NFC South playoff team with a losing record. Eagles lost. It was close. Like that one's fine. They shot themselves in the foot a bunch. It hurts to lose that one, but that's probably the least painful loss right now. The Broncos, you lose your all-pro pass rusher and lose in the second half when you had a lead. You could have won that game, but they couldn't get over their own mistakes. And now this one. Like it'd be easier if they just lost. Like if they played their game, and the
they
Bear.
can't do that,
No, they
unfortunately.
can't just lose. They have to make it the
Yeah.
most painful thing as possible. Like it's just I'm at a loss for words. I'm just at a loss for words as to what to talk about. Because what else do you talk about? Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs outside of the onside kick fumble, Jaden Reed on Taven Wicks. They played fine tonight. Luke Musgrave played fine tonight. What is there to talk about? They didn't do anything special. Like there wasn't like Christian Watson's catch that wasn't a catch because he landed out of bounds was a really good catch. Landed out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Jaden Reed had that really good play in overtime on the out route that beat Kevin Byard. Like that's a great play. It's all for naught. Like they're building on success, but that it we've seen these things before from them. Like it's nothing new. Nobody did anything special until they got to the fourth quarter and the three players that you need to rely on the most, Keyshawn at corner one, Romeo to be a safety valve and just another wide receiver to be open essentially. I don't want to say he's one of the most reliable. I don't want to call him one of the most reliant pieces on this offense, but like this offense in this past game works because all these guys have the ability to get open and be the guy some weeks. It was Romeo this week. And when we needed him most, he vanished.
Yeah, there was the thing about this game. I think one way we could sum it up is that they did so much good. They didn't do anything exactly great. I think the one play that they would have that we could have countered that with is Willis throwing like an absolute dot to Dobbs for that touchdown. That to me felt like the hammer play that the explosive play that
100%.
they needed. But all in all, when you get to the red zone and march down the field as they do and chew up clock, get as many, multiple like double digit play drives, get you on the doorstep. They had a freaking drive where they started at their own two and get to the Bears seven, and they can't get in the end zone. Like again, it's the maddening thing of this offense, and not to keep using this tired analogy that todders have listened to the last few weeks, but the quiet loud thing. It's like the Packers offense does everything possible to get in scoring position, but by and large, like I feel like the last maybe dating back to like the Eagles game or certainly the Panthers game, granted Tucker Craft going down and the getting Jay Reed back and Josh Jacobs being hurt, like a lot of things have changed the fabric of like what they do in short field situations or short yard situations, but they just don't have it enough to like have like this is the player, this is the player, this is the play. Like what was so automatic to them with when Aaron Rodgers was around and Devontae Adams to Hall of Famers, it's been a lot harder, and it's just they just don't have those kind of like in the back pocket plays that you can turn to, every time. Um, and that's just hard. It's just hard. Like it, they can put points on the board even if it's field goals, but it's the even on a night like tonight where elements are a big factor, you play the possession battle game. Like time of possession was so swung in their favor. It's probably not as bad as it was at one point, but they're playing this to like burn out the clock. They were the offense was essentially like a running clock with Malik Willis. He only had what did he finish with? He had two incompletions at one point before, like right before the end of regulation, and he finished with what? He finished with two incompletions. Jordan Love, for the record, only had five. So essentially, anytime the Packers are working on offense, they had 38, nearly 39 minutes of time of possession. So it was a running offense essentially, both in practice and what they were doing with the clock. And it's it's a good you know good practice to have, but like again, if you don't have the big plays to kind of just send it over, like it, that's where the margins of error increase, and we saw what happened.
It's the offense just not getting it done again. Like the 5 red zone trips, a couple within the 10-yard line to get 3 points each is not gonna cut it. Like it feels good. I said it during the early part of the game. Like you take the points after you go for it on fourth down within the 5-yard line and don't get it. After that, every time in the red zone, you take the points, especially once Jordan Love goes down. And like it, the defense played so well outside of the secondary. Like Caleb Williams, I think like probably before. I wish I could. I looked at it before. Before the fourth quarter, I bet you he had maybe 80 yards passing, maybe. Like it wasn't a lot. He was not playing a good game whatsoever. And then the fourth quarter shows up and he turns into an elite Hall of Fame fucking quarterback. It's insane. The the Bears run offense was not good. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 58 yards. Kyle Mongai, 9 carries, 50 yards. Caleb Williams, 3 carries for 30 yards on scrambles. Like what the defense played well without Micah Parsons, without uh Devontae Wyatt, without Nazir Stackhouse, who was I think an active scratch. At least I didn't see him on the injury report this week. He might have been
He
there.
was
Yeah,
inactive.
yeah, but inactive. Like the front played well. Jordan Riley, we almost saw his whole ass on a tackle. He played well. The fronts played well. Quay Walker played his ass off. Like he's earning his contract. He's gonna cost the Packers a lot of money this offseason. And if he gets it from them, that's a good
Uh,
yeah, that's a great noise you're making there, Jordan. But like nobody else did anything. It was 3 plays that cost them this game. And it could cost them their playoff chances.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's the wild swings of this game were it's football. That's what it is. It's why we're a football loving nation. You know, we love it. Double doinks, uprights, Hail Marys full of grace, Caleb Williams all in our face. You know, that's where we're at. But I don't know. Like again, I agree. Like there's a lot I liked about their game, and it just happened that the last minute of regulation and overtime happened. They just didn't get it. They didn't close it. They didn't have a closing moment. That that happens when you don't finish out the game. You don't win it. You know.
Nope.
At some point, like that, I like. We're gonna just go into this because I already see social media and I get it. People have no other thing to say after a Packers loss that it's at LaFleur's feet or it's Rich Bisaccia, who's not good at his job, but I'm not going to blame Romeo Dobbs for mishandling a kick
He
return
shouldn't
or
be
an
out there.
onside kick.
It's not his thing.
It's not his thing, but if he's the punt returner, if it's the hands team and he's your wide receiver that you think has hands, I don't think anybody on that sideline is anticipating him backpedaling and be like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say about it, but I think for me, when you don't play to win, and what does that mean? What does playing to win mean? Is it like we were talking about, like you're just trying to kill the clock so it hits triple zeros, and you can go in the locker room with your head held high that you won with your backup quarterback amid a wreckage of injuries, that you're down bad, like you're trying to keep the spirits up. The season's still alive. We still have something bigger to play for. Yada yada yada. Like we heard throughout the week, and credit to that crowd. That crowd was enormously loud. Like they were in it. They were doing everything possible. Like Packers, it's never really been that kind of place for the Packers, historically, at least in my lifetime. But on a Saturday night with you know around Christmas time, and the Bears team is this Bears team is good. They had them juiced. It's a hard when that's at play. Like it just, I'm not saying that's why we saw what we did, but like it does add a factor of it. It just felt like this like tug of war of like these kind of like like pulse moments of like check your heart rate, check your pulse, and the Packers did a lot of the good things to like stave that off. But the moment it it was just waiting for one play to slip up, and it's a hard mentality to overcome in hostile environments like Chicago, at least for this night. Um, and when they slipped up, I mean, boy, howdy, it just felt like the floodgates just opened.
They slipped on the banana peel, fell down the stairs, broke their neck, and then fell into a fucking volcano. Like,
Well, why would you build a house on a volcano? That's what I
it's
would say.
good property value. I don't know, man. It's just it's I'm just aghast. I don't think I'll find words. I what else do you say? There's it's just I don't know, man. I don't know how people who if they had podcasts back in 2014, they did, but like they weren't popular as much as they were are now. But like, how did anybody talk about the 2014 NFC Championship game? I just would have said no. I don't quit. Like if this is how I feel on a collapse like that against the Bears in the regular season, like this is stupid. I can't come to terms with just how it happened. Like the fact that it was a mirror to the 2014 NFC Championship game is crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's everything. It's the lack of offense. It's the defense playing well the entire game to then give up two plays that cost them the entire game. I just don't know. Credit to Malik Willis for playing well. Like some team is gonna pay that man a hefty bag, and they're gonna be disappointed when they don't have Matt LaFleur's play calling to back it up. Like
yeah.
Matt LaFleur, credit where credit is due. He coached a hell of a game once Jordan Love went down. Like it was very very good, and like it annoys me that he calls such a good game from Malik Willis because like I want him to call perfect games for Jordan Love as often as he does from Malik Willis. I think every time we've seen Malik Willis come in and play ball, it just the offense looks fantastic, and it's because Matt Lafleur likes to run gadget stuff with them, and he gets to run the zone op or the zone reads and things like that.
RPOs. I mean,
RPOs like
that
it
it's
adds
the
a different dynamic,
unpredictability.
but
It's what this is how he wants to play. And if again, if we're coming down, if we're playing the possession battle, and the clock is moving, and you can get 5 yards of play on the ground, Emmanuel Wilson, like I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just one edge defender. If you seal off the edge, and Emmanuel Wilson is able to get a lot of outside tackle runs as he did tonight.
yep.
Josh Jacobs. The other thing too is Josh Jacobs is hurt, but the fumble clearly set him out of the game. He only played two more plays after that. So you take that for what you will, but like a lot of things are going into why he didn't play as much. But yada yada yada. The offense is doing a lot of things well, and Willis can do things that Jordan Love can't. Doesn't mean that he's a better player, but that gadgetry, the kind of like thing that even when they had their full cast of players, like think of like the duo action. Not that I know these things that well, but like I know a lot of smart NFL analysts have talked about like when Tucker Craft is in the backfield are kind of like the things of motion, getting guys gain numbers that send Josh Jacobs that way. Like that's the kind of things that his system is built on, or the run game is built on, and it works wonders. It just again, they didn't have it. They didn't have that sledgehammer play.
No, they didn't, especially on defense. Like, it's just
I mean, it is.
I'm not even like I can't even come to terms with. You said it earlier that the Bears are a good football team. I don't think they are. Like I think they play a aggressively average brand of football, and their defense keeps them in games long enough for wild shit to happen. Like they again they feel like last year's Vikings without being as good on offense. Caleb Williams had two good throws tonight on the touchdowns. He even almost overthrew Johnny Walker in the end zone. That
Yeah,
man,
that was.
that
I
man,
don't know if
it's like he could either start to become like a elite level quarterback in this league, or he's gonna make so many dumb plays that he's gonna throw himself out of a starting job in Chicago within the next 2 years, like when his contract comes to be, because that intentional grounding where he just chucked it to nowhere, horrible play. He had a he threw the ball incomplete down the field when he had 10 yards in front of him to run. I don't know what goes on between his ears between the snap of the or the kick of the football in the first quarter to the clock hitting zeros at the third quarter, but I think it's a monkey just hitting cymbals together. Like that scene from Simpsons movie. It's just a monkey hitting cymbals together. And then once the fourth quarter hits, Ben Johnson goes over, drops his brain in, and then he's just like a great quarterback all of a sudden. And I just can't fathom it. Like I do not think they're a good football team. If the Packers make the playoffs, I want to play the fucking Bears. Like if Jordan Love is healthy and Josh Jacobs is healthy, please let them walk into Soldier Field and beat the fucking bricks off this team, because they should not have lost this game at all, at all. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to talk about. We
my
didn't see.
player to watch pick. My player to watch pick was good. Turned out to be pretty good.
Who was yours? Was it Caleb Williams?
Brandon McManus.
Ryan McManus. He did well. I'm surprised all the kickers made their kicks tonight. Like Cairo Santos said,
It was crazy.
the
That's
the,
crazy.
the first Cairo Santos kick that was kicked at the left upright that snuck in the right upright. I thought he missed it. I thought he
Mhm.
missed it. But I
Well,
don't know,
tell
man.
us sure to Tom was on the case looking at ref's pants in the direction he was
Dude,
going.
the
The Jews.
the the fucking the shots of the pants after he said that killed me. Just
Look
killed
at the
me.
cups flying everywhere.
To shut up Fox for the trash cam.
Yeah,
Oh man. I'm trying to
their
think of
highway
like again,
patrol.
Jordan Morgan right tackle. Like if Zach Tom continues to be out, that was good tonight. I thought he played well. I'm just trying to think of anybody else I want to talk about. Yeah, X dropped a fucking pick. I'm mad about that. Catch the damn ball. You're an all pro safety. Catch the damn ball. When it hits you in the hands, like I don't. I'm sick of making excuses. Like he
Javon,
needs.
we talked about Javon Bullard, but him and Quay Walker were like star level performances tonight.
Yes, they were. They both played fantastic.
Nate Hobbs, you want Nate Hobbs too? Shout out to him.
He
Been a
did,
tough
yeah.
season.
He played
He
well.
had big impact plays.
Yes, like a lot of PBUs for those guys tonight. I'm looking at.
Disappointed in Edrin Cooper.
I guess I didn't see much of him tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't see much of him. I'm looking at PFF's like initial data now. Uh, that doesn't seem right. They only have Javon Bullard and up for one PBU. I feel like that's extremely wrong.
That is just that's all the box scores are right now.
It seems like it felt like he had a lot more than that, but regardless, um, yeah, it's just not ideal. Anything else we'll talk about, Jordan? Because I have nothing.
Are you beat?
I'm beat. Like this wasn't. I don't even want to say it was therapeutic because it wasn't. I'm still mad. I'm gonna be mad probably all of Sunday, which was awful. But maybe sleeping it off will help. Probably won't, but it might.
Um,
For what it's worth, there's a man by the name of Chris Johnson who is a cornerback for San Diego State. Maybe we look into him in the second round. Just a thought. Just a thought. Just a thought. Chris Johnson, 6 feet, 195, has 4 picks this year. Hasn't given up a touchdown. Outside corner. Tackles well. What do I know? They'll pick some fucking interior guard that they could play tackle. Fucking dumbasses. Anything else?
well, I'm gonna sum it up of like losing Jordan Love, Will stepping in, Maui Wilson having a really good game, in my opinion. Dobbs stepping up until, the moment. Um, Defense did its job, limited. I mean, at one point they were doing good things. Yeah, just painful loss that sets you back in the playoff race, opens the door for Detroit to overcome them, despite having won both games against them. Um, Not what you want going in the final two games of the season, but this is the bed that the Packers are in, and even that tie might not even help them at this point.
No, let me see. Let's look at the live odds. See here. See if the Athletic
Let's get our Steve Kornacki pants on.
playoff.
Is that his name?
I think it is. It's Kornacki for sure.
Kornacki. I think his act is Kornacki.
Athletic.
Go, Knack, go.
Is it live? This is live for the Packers. They have an 82% chance to make the playoffs. I think. Yeah, if they win one of their 2 games, they have a decent chance of. They have an 85% chance of making it. But yeah, if they lose, they're
Wait, say that again. If they win both games, they have 85%
no, no,
chance
no.
of
If they
making.
win one of their 2 games, they have an 80. If they win one of their 2 games, they have an 84% chance of making the playoffs.
My gosh.
It'd probably come down to um, who's the 8th seed right now? Because
It's
it's
Detroit.
oh yeah, so Detroit would need to. It's yeah, it'd be. I think Detroit would have to win both or all three of their games to jump. Let's look. Let's do this whole kit and caboodle. The Lions win and the Packers win next week and then lose to the Vikings. Actually, I'll switch those around for realistic sake. It actually helps them if they beat the Vikings and actually never mind, no, it doesn't. So they lose to the Ravens, beat the Vikings. If the Lions win out, they miss the playoffs. But if the Lions lose one of their games, they make the playoffs. So yeah, they just need the
Hmm.
Lions to lose one of the next 3. But still, that's not where I want to be right now. I want to be in second place in the NFC hosting a playoff game, which isn't probably going to happen unless the Bears. Let's see. Let's see. Where are the Bears? Bears play the Niners next week and the Lions. Let's see. If the Lions lose next week, the Packers, if they win out against the Ravens and the Vikings, and the Lions lose out, or yeah, if the Lions win out and the Bears lose out now, they can host a wild card, hold the wild card uh, game, which would mean win the division. But I don't. That's it's a tall ask right now.
Very tall ask.
So, all right, I'm
Been a
calling her.
rough, been a rough week.
Been a dog shit week. No good. Very bad. Would not repeat. Would not recommend. Alas. Thank you all for listening. If you did listen, I appreciate you. I would not blame you if you didn't. You're not hearing this if you didn't, but regardless.
That's true.
We'll be back in your podcast feeds. What's today? Saturday. They play next Saturday. Probably earlier than Christmas.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Wednesday. Will be in your podcast feeds earlier than it was this week with the Friday drop on Saturday, but the holidays are upon us. So, we'll wish you all a very Merry Christmas on Tuesday. I hope Santa brings you presents and not a big steaming sack of coal shit
I
like
know
he.
what
Go ahead.
I know what Santos Claus is bringing the Bears.
Yeah, joy on a fucking Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. You know, Santa's bringing the Packers.
Hopefully, Rich Pistachia's letter of resignation tied with a fucking bow has some dignity.
You'd probably misplay it and fumble it as you put it on the desk.
He'd probably put a wide receiver back there, possibly even two, that have never returned kicks in their career before. But what do I know? All right, folks. Check out Eurostep for all things Bucks as they continue to disappoint as well. Hip hip hooray for Wisconsin sports. Thank you for listening. Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.